Today, the world's biggest sporting event, the World Cup, begins. 32 countries battling out on the world stage for the ultimate prize in soccer, or football, if that's your taste. So that got us thinking, who are some of the best global rivals in the business world? And so over the next 4 weeks, coinciding with the tournament in Brazil, we will take a look at 16 companies that battle it out every day in global business. And we will have an analyst tell you which stock he or she favors right now. Call it NBR's Ultimate Stock Cup, the Global Rival Edition. These companies compete like Spain and Portugal, Argentina and Brazil. And tonight, we start with a classic, Coke versus Pepsi. It's perhaps the strongest brand in the world, Coca-Cola. Born 1886, headquarters Atlanta. Annual sales almost $47 billion. The original carbonated, caffeinated confection was an instant hit, rising quickly to become a global icon. But as demand for cola leveled off, Coke has played to its strengths in bottling and distribution, time and again to forge big wins. The roster filled with one superstar name after another. Nestea, Minute Maid, Sprite, Tab, Fresca, and High C. Recent additions include Capri Sun, Dasani Water, Powerade, Honest Tea, and even a rock star. 12 years younger than Coke, Pepsi Cola was first mixed by a North Carolina pharmacist. Nowadays, its home is in Purchase, New York. Annual sales more than $66 billion. Bankrupt twice in the 20th century, the Pepsi Cola company merged with Frito-Lay way back in 1965 and became PepsiCo. It owns beverage brand legends like 7-Up, Tropicana, and Gatorade, but also added Quaker Oats back in 2001. And 8 years later, snack food supremacy drove Pepsi's overall market value past Coke's for the first time, and it remains there today.
Let's turn to Caroline Levy for her play-by-play on these two powerhouse brands. She's beverage analyst and managing director at CLSA America. So, Caroline, sticking with this sports lingo, you're saying that on the field, Pepsi outruns, outscores Coke. Now, tell us the key reason why.
Right. Well, really, it's not because Coke is not the stronger player in beverages. They definitely are, and particularly on a global stage. Coke and Pepsi are a little more neck and neck in the US, but globally, Coke is the clear winner in beverages. However, more than half of Pepsi's earnings come from snacks. And we have an activist involved in Pepsi who wants the company to split. So from a stock perspective, we find Pepsi much more interesting.
Do you think it may ultimately be split into various divisions of food and beverage, or what?
I actually do. In 2009, when I first joined CLSA, we wrote that it should split. And now we have Nelson Peltz and Trian involved in really trying to make that happen. I think analysts for many years have felt, as I do, that companies that do one thing extremely well will get a better valuation. And so we don't believe in power of one. I certainly don't. I think that a Pepsi beverage company globally and a snack company globally would be far stronger standalone.
You know, every good team has to have their star players and their strong bench. And we know at Pepsi, Nelson Peltz has been critical of Indra Nooyi and other management people. In the case of Coca-Cola, CEO Muhtar Kent has come under attack by everyone from Warren Buffett to shareholders about compensation packages. How do you rank these two management teams?
Well, I think Indra is criticized for not having ever run a division. She is financially very savvy. I think that she has been involved in things like marketing and sort of operating strategy in which she doesn't have experience. And I think the results have been some serious market share losses in beverages, especially in big brands like Tropicana, which used to dominate high-end orange juice and no longer does, and Gatorade. So, you know, I think that's the big criticism of Indra. The operating capability would be better in someone else's hands. Muhtar came in a hero. He really grew up in the bottling system, was really a man of the people. I think increasingly has become a global diplomat and spokesperson for the company. And, you know, other people are running the business, but he's still commanding strategy.
We're a little short on time. Nobody markets better than Coke, Caroline, and yet you have an underperform rating on this.
I do, and again, we're talking about the stocks here, and the soft drink business is a very tricky one right now. I think there are going to be sugar taxes imposed beyond Mexico, where that already happened in January, and I think there's risk of state and local taxation, sugar taxes in the U.S. and taxes in other countries. So I think carbonated soft drinks in particular are strategically challenged.
And so you like Pepsi. How good can it get there? It's right now trading around $87. What's your target on it?
$97 target. If it splits, I think you see the stock over 100 splits in terms of, you know, the beverage snack business. And, you know, there's a reasonable chance now that that may happen.
Pepsi beats Coke. I assume you're going to root for England. Am I wrong?
Well, I'm South African, so, you know, I'm conflicted.
Well, okay. All right. Very good. Caroline, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.